Hello.
Good morning.
I'm just going to be authoring a tweet. Don't mind me. Justin.
I'm not supposed to mind you?
No, you're supposed to talk.
Oh.
Because I'm going to write this tweet.
What's going on? Doom Guy.
Hey, what's up?
Doom Guy, how's the college application going? You get approved to become a doctor or whatever?
Dr. Doom.
Dr.
Wait, that's already been done.
Dr. Doom Guy.
Dr. Doom Guy. Dot.
Matt's here. 21 Rick's here. Wow.
Hey.
21 Rick is like a celebrity in the Doomtrooper world.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who this is.
Because you don't play.
Okay. Tell me about him.
Well, when you go into matchmaking and it says looking for opponent, it can be really exciting to get matched with somebody. But if you get matched with 21 Rick or Thorgal,
I thought you were going to say that.
you get really sad because you know they're going to kick your ass. Gotten accepted into a couple schools, but no news from the big ones yet. Well, hopefully the big ones will get back to you. I did what I could, but I don't think I have much weight.
You sure it wasn't like thrilling for them to read letters from indie developers?
Yeah, you know. I'm sure MIT opened the letter and they said, "Secret cow level? Oh my god!
Justin Renard, stop the presses!"
This guy has an Emmy, did you hear? Oh boy.
You know, you get to know who he is when he beats the shit out of you. Fair enough.
Pretty much.
Fair enough. 510 bits.
Ow.
Thank you, Doom Guy. Oh shit, I'm not open. Do we get avatars?
Does that constitute a bribe? You give me bits, I give you college recommendations. Are we going to get in trouble for this? Is this like a quid pro quo?
You got lanterns. That's so cool. I don't know what mine is. Look at that. It's lanterns.
That's cool.
Oh, man.
I like lanterns.
2020 shred.
What?
Courtney got,
Oh, 2020 shred emote?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so when I hover over those, why do you get that large...
It's a Christmas present. Well, thank you, sir.
Like, when I hover over them, I just get the name. You get this, beautiful artwork that shows you... What the fuck? I don't get that.
I don't know.
Maybe it's because you have chat in its, own window?
This is coming from OBS, though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, thank you for the emote. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Now he's the #1 bit giver. Thank you.
Also, if anybody meant to resubscribe, I'm noticing my count's dropping down. So, just a reminder, in case you forgot and you meant to resubscribe, I don't know who you are, so there's no reason to feel guilty. I just know the number went down.
Did you add any more creamer or sugar to this, or do you just pour coffee in?
I added both. And coffee.
Good. Thanks, baby. DK Matt has a few questions.
Matt, you have a lot of questions,
We're
dude.
here for it. It's okay. That's what we're here for.
Are we washed out a little bit here?
I think we're just pale. Maybe we should just go get some sunlight. Now we're out of focus. Now we're back in focus. Okay, good. Let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, no need to get that close, okay? Okay, just take a step back. A little. Okay, thank you. Everybody needs their personal space.
New camera with a zoom lens is fun. Like, hi, wife.
Oh my. Okay.
All right, Matt, what are your questions? We're here for you.
No, what's going on?
We are civil servants of the Luna City. Wow.
I like what you were saying better.
Wow. Are you planning to introduce corporate leaders? Of course. Just not for the base set. That'll be in one of the first expansions. Which, if you missed the stream, I made a very quiet announcement. I don't really want to make a big deal out of it, but...
It is a big deal, though.
We just renegotiated the deal to work with Cabinet Entertainment and Heroic Signatures successfully. So the contracts, well, actually they haven't been signed yet, but we got the verbal go ahead, which is, as far as I know, binding.
Some of it's binding, but it's good.
So we will be
good.
will be continuing development on Doomtrooper for the indefinite future.
From here. The indefinite future. I got in trouble.
So we will be, for the indefinite future, hopefully the next few years, we will be able to bring more expansion packs and tournament mode and all the stuff that we've been promising. It's just, we got to get over this last hump, because obviously we've been in development hell for the last year or so. So now we just have to get like the snowball moving as fast as possible so that the base set's done, which I'm hoping will be in the next few months. Well, I'm not hoping, it will be. It has to be. So in the next few months, we'll have the base set complete, and I will move on to adding new cards, more single-player content, translating and prototyping mobile versions, and draft mode, and all the fun stuff. So corporate leaders will be coming, I would guess the second expansion or somewhere along those lines. Right now, it looks like the first expansion will focus on vehicles and fortifications. We changed the way vehicles work a little bit, so it looks like they're not going to make it in the base set, although they were supposed to. But the idea is you actually go inside vehicles now instead of just having them be equipment with special names. Same with fortifications, like you can go into a foxhole and you're protected by it. So we want to finish that. And then the second expansion was supposed to add Warzone's cards. So that'll be exciting.
That is exciting.
Unrelated to Doomtrooper, I am fascinated with 3D printing. I got a 3D printed battery holder that will hook on. There's another piece somewhere.
It's on my desk.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, it'll hook on to the back of the Oculus Quest and give you additional power without having to spend $150 on their official one. And it's so neat that you can push a button and have something three-dimensionally printed in front of you. My friend Sam printed it for me and left it outside his door to go pick up. That was exciting. But I look forward in the next decade where we just push a button and whatever we need just materializes. I'm sure Amazon will patent that technology. You swipe your credit card, type what you need, and the coffee cup that you just ordered on Amazon just appears.
Earl Grey, hot.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it, you guys.
Also, during the past months, I've noticed that Algaroth is playing only heretics and godly powers. What about undead legionnaires? Powers seem OP if I like Algaroth. Any chance to nerf them? DK Matt, yeah, so that is like a major problem. So when this started, I'm gonna be mostly like real with you guys as always. When this started, we met with Brian Winter, and we talked about the problems of the game, and
the creator of the game,
creator of Doomtrooper, and we set out what the base set was going to look like and what we wanted to do to balance it. And then I don't know, I think that Brian and maybe the guys at Cabinet and Heroic Signatures, they expected this to be like a 6-month development cycle, and then we released an entire CCG from scratch. I'm not sure. But Brian got really busy, and Steve and I don't have formal training on balancing CCGs. So when we started off, we balanced Mishma and Cybertronic and Algaroth, Undead Legionnaires. And if you played during the alpha and the early beta, those 3 decks were very balanced and very low stats. Because if you go high on the stats, all you can do later is go higher. And that's how you end up with Biogiant with like 26 attack or something. But then we realized that we had spent like a year releasing 3 decks. And we had 200 more cards to add. So people started getting bored, and people started complaining, and people started saying, oh, first you changed the artwork of the cards, now you change their stats, this is horrible. So we decided that without Brian's help, and we hired another guy who he did 1 balance patch and then he bailed, which is a trend. People think that they can help with a video game and then they just bail. And then I think Steve just got frustrated because he's not like formally trained for doing this. So Steve hasn't been doing balance updates. So it just fell down to basically me, and I can't spend all my time balancing cards and programming cards and writing the engine and doing the streams and et cetera, et cetera. So we just started adding cards at their normal stats, which led to the old cards that we balanced being super, super weak. So now we're faced with a problem is, do we bring back the old cards all up to their stats, or do we bring the new ones down, or do we try to meet in the middle somewhere? And Matt, thank you for subscribing. That means a lot to me.
Hi, Balfour. What's up? Coming in strong, dude.
Oh, Balfour gifted it. Okay, Balfour gifted it to Matt, so thank you, Balfour. Sorry, I was just looking at the little notification.
What's up, buddy?
Wow.
Hi.
So the problem we're facing right now is do we bring the newer cards we've added down and the old cards that we balanced up? Do we meet in the middle? Do we try to do it all?
I don't used to always try to do it all when it comes to this game.
Which is why it hasn't been released yet.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I'm hoping that I can throw it back to the community a little bit and let people like you, Matt, like help out with the balance. The problem that we have with that is people will show up on a Monday and they'll write 10 paragraphs of help. And then if I don't have it implemented by Tuesday, they're like, well, fuck this, and they just stop. And they get frustrated. Or if they say, well, how about we cut the stats by half? And I say, well, that's a great idea, but then they feel like their opinion isn't being heard and I'm just arguing with them. And it's like, well, have you ever had a job and you have a really great idea to improve something? Let's say you work at a restaurant and you have a really great idea to improve the menu. So you're just like a busboy and you go to the chef and you're like, hey, I got this great idea for the menu. He probably isn't going to go, thanks, busboy. Like, I'm going to change everything about our restaurant because you brought something up. He's going to say, hopefully, that's a really great idea. Let's discuss it further. Let me tell you why I didn't do that. And maybe we can meet in the middle somewhere. And it's going to be a discussion. And then it's going to have to get approved by the manager and the owner. And then maybe if you're lucky, your idea will get shifted into the menu next time they do a refresh for the next quarter or whatever. Things don't happen right away. And I mean, when I went to Brian, or if I go to Fred, who owns Doomtrooper, and I'm like, I got this great idea for changing Doomtrooper. He doesn't look at me and go, great, we'll do it tomorrow. Like, there's 30 years of history with Doomtrooper. You have to ease your way into it.
Respect the game.
Yeah, so, I know Doom Guy, he came in and he did a whole bunch of assistance for the game. And I know, not to call you out too much, Doom Guy, but you got a little frustrated that it took a while to move forward. And that's fine. Like, you're allowed to be frustrated. But as you know, 3 months later, I was like, okay, I finally finished with all the other shit on my list. Now we're going to implement this algorithm, and we got it into the game. So he helped with the algorithm for the rarity of card packs. But it took, he'll
guy.
Yeah, he'll attest for it. It took maybe 3 months, maybe 4, for me to actually, because I have this giant list of things, and if you say, well, here's an idea how to fix undead legionnaires, it's like, okay, I'm still working down this high priority list that everybody else has suggested, and then I get to your undead legionnaires, but you don't even play anymore. You're gone playing some new CCG, and that's kind of like how my life is right now.
It's just a long list of things to be done on the game.
I've lost 10 people on this project because of what Blood Rain just said. They want instant gratification, not as opposed to working, but opposed to discussing. Like, I used to fight with Chris all the time when he was on the team because he had great ideas, but I still haven't had time to implement them because they changed the way the cards are scripted, they changed the way the UI is written, they changed the way the packet gets sent from the client to the server, and they changed the security that I have to implement. It's a brilliant idea, and I've implemented pieces of it behind the scenes, but it's been over 2 years, and his new UI design that he pitched to me for activating cards like the first aid kit still isn't in the game. And it's not because it was a bad idea. It's because there's, you give me one
Oh, wait, I'm out of focus. Hey.
You give me one domino, and then you forget that there are 4,000 other dominoes, some of which have fallen and some haven't, that we have to account for. And I just want people to realize when they're helping with the game is I want this to be a community game, but the community needs to understand that there are only so many hours in the day, and this is a giant, giant project. It looks simple when you're just dragging cards and dropping them. It looks You probably look at that with any programming experience and think, I could make this game in 6 months. You know why I know that? Because I told Fred and my wife, I didn't tell Fred, but I told my wife, I'm going to make this in about 6 months. It's going to be easy.
Did you say 6 months, really?
Yeah, one time you came to me and you were like, this is looking really good. How much longer do you think it'll take? And I was like, yeah, it'll take maybe 4, 5, 6 months. I'll have it done. And that was before the Kickstarter launched. Yeah, like
that means it was 2016.
Like everybody's really passionate about Doomtrooper, like me included, and you have to understand that it's such a large project, such a large undertaking, that any ideas you have, no matter how perfect you think they are, you probably don't see the whole picture, and we got to have a discussion about it and fix it. And I want to fix it, and I'm trying to fix it, but it takes time, and those discussions are the important part. So I know this is like a really long rant about can you nerf heretics and Algoroth?
Yeah,
but
long question. I mean, answer.
Like, what I'm saying is that we need to have those discussions, and we need to do it incrementally, and people don't want to have those discussions, and it's been really hard. Willow says it's a miracle that any video game gets made, big budget or small, and I concur. For perspective, this is not the first Doomtrooper digital CCG. When Target Games died, which is the original creator of the original game, the Swedish company, somewhere, there are more dominoes that I don't know about. They formed Paradox Interactive and Paradox Entertainment. Paradox Entertainment owned the Mutant Chronicles intellectual property. And they hired Paradox Interactive to make a Windows version of Doomtrooper in about 2007, let's say. And there are screenshots on IGN you can find, at least you could a couple years ago. I saved them somewhere if someone wants to see them. And it was announced, it was shown. And then it was gone. No one ever heard about it again. So I can only assume that they hit a small number of the problems that I hit. And they were like, this is way too hard and we don't have the budget for this. But me, being the asshole I am, said, I don't need a budget. I'll just spend my own money and work night and day all the time trying to finish it.
All the time, you guys. Thanks, Justin.
So, Matt, I would love to get like a small number of community members. Say you, Thorgal, 21 Rick, Tomek, Tesolov. I don't know how to say his name out loud. People like that, and we can get a little private chat going, and we can try to do weekly balances. It's just, you guys aren't going to agree, and one of you is going to want to say something shitty to the other one.
Oh.
Which has happened in the past. Like,
not wrong.
I want to move this faction card out of general to another faction, and then someone will say, well, that's stupid that you want to do that just because you don't know how to play against it. And it's like, okay, that's not helping the design of the game here. We need to say, I hear what you're saying, but here's why I think the opposite is good. And as long as you're capable, you being anybody in this room, is capable of having those kinds of conversations, then we can get those conversations started, I think. Bloodrain, I love sleep, though. I'm not FX streamer. It doesn't matter. You would be surprised. I've pissed off people in this chat. I've pissed off my wife. I've pissed off people that are involved with the project.
You've tangentially pissed me off because you pissed off people that were involved with the project that I was like, Justin, why is this person upset right now with you? Blah, 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 blah,
yeah. And it's like, I mean well, I swear. We need to figure it out. There's a lot of things that can go.
BB. You've never pissed me off, BB. What's up?
We'll get there about
You haven't worked on this project.
Yeah. But either way, what I'm working on, is, sorry, I just ruined my hoverboard.
Doing to that board.
I ruined my hoverboard, guys.
There we go.
Alright.
Alright, now we can continue.
So, I am off from my day job for the holidays, and one of the main goals I have this week is to categorize all the remaining cards and the small amount of remaining features and put them into like a production plan. Which basically, like, if I do 5 cards a week or 8 cards a week, and I follow this plan, the game will be done on this date. Like, that's what I'm working on right now. And the first thing I'm doing is actually going to be removing the cards. Let's see if it... Oh wow, we switched to camera 2. So if you come into the cards list, and you can filter out only cards we haven't added, you'll see some of them like armor plating. Attached for 3 actions, durability +5. Durability is a vehicle stat. Vehicles are getting cut. So the first thing I'm going to do is just remove all the cards that I know we're not adding. And then I'm going to finish. I've already started categorizing all of the cards. So I know like play during your turn. For every action you devote to an attack this turn, your attacking warrior gains +3 to whatever. So that card requires you to play a card, then see a slider. And you have to choose, I want to do 1 action, 2 actions, or 3 actions. So we need to implement that slider and send it to the server and handle it. And not so much work, but it's easy to forget that it's easy and then just forget about it. And there's a good number of cards that require you to add that slider. So I'm going to categorize them all and say, okay, January 1st, I'm working on the slider. Then January 8th, I'm going to add all the cards that use the slider. And then, kind of alternate through and see realistically how fast we can get all of these done. So yeah. Julie, what are you doing over there?
Nothing. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here.
Are you ordering weed? Oh boy.
Just like looking at my options for something. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's really not a lot of features to add. There's like if I look at my card list, we have to add the slider so you can choose how much you want to spend. And I have marked 19 cards that use that. So that's probably what I should work on next because it's not hard. So 19 cards will be added pretty quickly after that.
I'm glad you guys support me.
We have 12 cards that require you to make a choice. Like, do you want to do A or B? That's also pretty easy to implement. And then 7 fortifications and 21 vehicles are getting cut. 11 cards are like Young Guard, where they can be used as an interrupt, as an ability. And 14 cards can be a post-combat interrupt, which means as soon as combat ends, it'll say, combat was over, do you want to play another card? And you get an opportunity to play another card. So, I mean, that's 30 cards getting cut and like 50 cards getting added pretty quickly. So, the plan is already like kind of made. I just have to like write it down officially. Bianca says to share with her, Julie.
I know, I saw that.
So that'll be fun. I'm going to... So we have this like tool. I'm going to update the tool to make this a little easier to work on. So I can say like, only show me cards that are inactive. That's great. But I want to be able to click a button and I have it render the actual cards on my screen. Because the list is good sometimes, but sometimes I just want to visually see all the cards. I don't know, it might tickle the right parts of my brain to make me work harder, I guess. But I'm going to update this to make it a little easier to tag cards. Whereas like right now, you can come in here and I can add, the tags to the card, which helps. But I need to make it a little better for planning. I'd like to be able to say like, attach it maybe to a milestone. And then when I come back here, I can say, show me the current milestone. Whereas right now we have a button that just says, where did it go? Oh, next up. It's like a list of cards that should be implementable, so I can pick from. But I would like to be able to further separate that to be like week 1, week 2, week 3, or something like that. So maybe. Also, January is going to see changes to most rewards. Like there's going to be, I keep talking about the changes to the mission system. I'm going to redo this page. It'll actually like, so the Happy Holidays mission is here and it just has a generic skull icon. The first thing I'm changing is that will actually show a picture of a card back. So you'll know what the reward is. And it'll also show you your levels and your ranks here, so you know all of the things you're trying to level up to and what the next reward is. So this whole page will show you all of the rewards that you're currently working towards, which will give you an idea of what you should do next to keep you playing.
That's important.
Yeah, but I'm also redoing the structure of them. So right now, while we've been kind of stagnant on the mission stuff, every time you do a weekly mission, you get 2 packs, and that's gonna get cut. There's gonna be more variety in the weekly missions, and I think just earning free packs is gonna be a little less frequent. Oh, Blood Rain, thank you for the bits. Thank you for checking in. I don't know if I turned your alerts off or what, but I haven't been noticing when you go live, so I'll have to watch for that or figure out what's going on there, and I'll stop by. So for example...
Thanks for stopping by.
Lore cards, mission cards, and variant cards are going to get upped in the pool quite a bit. I mean, they're not in the pool at all right now, but they're going to be added to the pool and be a lot more common. So the idea of doing a weekly quest and earning a rare variant card is going to be a lot more common. Possibly even the retro variants. Excuse me. We have a lot more... we have a lot of ability to add variant cards. Like right now we have retro variants and full art variants, but we had plans for black and white variants, alternate art variants. Like we can do all of that. And I want to bring that back into the game. So instead of just earning a boatload of packs for the rest of beta, you're going to start earning variant cards that you'll be able to keep even after resets. So some people will really like that because they really like the variants, the rarity, the retro look. Other people will be a little bummed, but that's the reward for people who have been playing during the beta. Like I let you guys earn a lot of packs, and that was mostly intentional. I needed to reward you guys for testing the game and helping me find bugs. But moving forward, it'll be a lot more variant cards with some more rare cosmetics and stuff added. So that'll be fun. I think so. All right, Julie, fill everybody in on what you're doing.
I'm still looking. I'm comparing marijuana prices.
Yeah, and how are they?
I'm still gonna keep using the company I've been using, even though I desperately want a different brand, one of the best ones. Yeah, their delivery is just really expensive.
So, a friend of mine has become a close friend because we just sit at home and quarantine and talk about how much we hate that everybody is getting COVID. But she decided to make an exception for Christmas to go over to her family's house.
It's a dark story for Christmas.
To see her family. And she got there and she visited with everybody in the living room or whatever for like 30 minutes. And then her niece stands up and goes, well, I've been coughing and I feel really, really sick, so I'm going to go hide in the bedroom for the rest of the holiday. And she's like, what the fuck?
What do you mean
like,
you feel sick?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Why didn't you warn me before I came over or right when I got here? It's like, oh, I'm sure it's nothing. It's fine. I'm just going to go in the other room. So now her sister...
Anybody act that way?
Now her sister's at work, works at Target, and she says, I'm at work. I just got a screenshot of a text. Sister says, I'm at work. And my friend says, so you're feeling better? And she says, I can't call out, so I just go to work. And my friend says, well, I get tested. And she said, I'm just going to infect...
Get tested.
I'm just going to infect everyone like they infected me. And my friend said, well, I was at your house, so it would be nice to know. If you told them you need to get tested, they can't make you come in. And she says, I'm not getting tested. Pretty sure I don't have it. So combine that with 1 in 15 people in Los Angeles County have COVID now, apparently. Think about that when you go to the grocery store next time.
Oh my lord.
That the employers are just like, I'm pretty sure I don't have it. I'm just going to go to work.
God.
Oh.
There's so many people that can't afford, excuse me, I'm yawning, can't afford to take a day off. So many people that work, shift to shift, paycheck to paycheck.
Definitely.
God.
I didn't even see you come in, but what's going on, man?
Yeah, thank God you invested in weed delivery.
Matt says, don't you feel that avatars and emoticons are getting unpopular? I mean, now everyone spends the coins earned for booster packs. Maybe avatars would have to be rewarded through missions. In a way, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't say they're becoming unpopular. I think they're becoming less common. So,
Okay.
less common. if people are spending their coins on packs instead of emojis, then there are less people
Got
with
it.
the emojis that are
Okay.
becoming less common.
Okay.
Sorry, explaining.
Sorry.
Mansplaining rarity to my wife. So the idea is that they will be rarer, and less people will have them, and that does appeal to like the collector mindset. Like for example, the Christmas avatar, the Christmas card back. We don't know that we'll ever give it away again. Or how about this one? This is the 2020. I probably will give this away one more time, but like, we gave this away at the beginning of quarantine. This game could become hugely successful, and somebody could be using this card back, and people would be like, "It's awesome! How did you get it?" I got it at 2020 because I played a long time ago. Like, a lot of the stuff might become super rare, and there's a lot of players that appreciate that. So, but I fully expected people to start spending their coins on packs for sure.
It did indeed go as well as it could, I guess. Considering.
Yeah, I did get a really great gift from my sister. So it's this really cool, like, matte black water bottle, but on the back, see if we can focus. Nope, can't focus. Come on. All right. It will not focus on this.
It has the times, you guys.
All
Those
right.
are times.
So it says 8 a.m., 2 p.m. So basically you fill it up in the morning, and at 9 a.m. you should be here, at 10 a.m. you should be here, etc. And when you finish it, you refill it, and at 2 p.m. you should be here, 3 p.m. you should be here. And if you drink 2 of these a day, you've pretty much got your daily water.
Can I see? Does it have both times on it? Oh, it
So-
does. It says 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and it's, like I said, it's matte black and like that cool, not sticky, rubbery feeling. It's like, so it's grippy, but like feels nice to the touch. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really soft.
How can you see where the water, it's
I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me.
it's the lighting in here.
You can see through it.
Yeah, you can see through it. I don't know if I backlight it. Ah, yeah, there we go. So you can see through it. Because I blind you guys. So. But like in a dim room across the room, it just looks like matte black. But when you have a little bit of light behind it, you can see it. So that was a really cool gift. I think they're like $25. And then my wife got me a terry cloth robe, which I've been wanting for years. Because when I get out of the shower, like cheap robes, they feel all scratchy and weird. And I wanted to just hug myself with a robe and like a towel. That's exciting.
Although, it is a robe, so the SNL skit really fucked me up a little bit. I was like, oh,
Oh,
God.
if you guys saw that SNL skit, it was pretty great.
I was like, oh, she got a robe.
That since I've got the same marks on my Italian salami. That sentence by itself sounds hilarious, but does that mean you're eating an entire...
All day.
You just eat Italian salami all day? Do you have like a daily salami?
3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock.
Cut off another piece.
Is that what you're saying? Is that like an Italian thing? Like you have to eat a whole thing of salami every day or they take away your passport?
No, this is what is the like? This is the part of the soak where my lover and I like to eat spiced meats.
What's that from?
That's another SNL skit with Will Ferrell, Rachel.
My mom sent me some food.
Scary Rachel, Draft, Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore. Wherein Jimmy Fallon loses it within like 2 seconds of being on screen. And even Will Ferrell's like, get it together, man. He was so bad. SNL. He every fucking skit. No.
Thorgal!
What up?
I ordered some double-sided Velcro. I think I underestimated how long, I guess 8 feet maybe is. Does anybody need some double-sided
We're gonna
Velcro?
Velcro everything.
Oh,
Everything. Forget nails. Just gonna Velcro it.
Everything's getting Velcroed. to everything
Velcroed.
else. Actually, I'm sorry. It's not Velcro. It's hook and loop mechanisms.
Oh right, Velcro
No,
is
no. Shh. Don't say the V word.
is a product name. like escalator.
If you guys haven't looked it up,
brand.
there is an entire like video on YouTube that they tried to make into like a meme kind of joke to like go viral, and it's a song about how it's not Velcro, it's hook and loop unless it's Velcro brand, and like they basically want people to stop calling it Velcro, and they made a song. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's funny, I guess.
It's a revolving staircase, you guys, not an escalator.
Yeah.
And it's a photocopy, not a Xerox. And it's a tissue, not a Kleenex.
Mm-hmm. And it's ibuprofen, not Tylenol, not
Advil.
Advil.
Advil, I think is.
Oh yeah, acetaminophen, not Tylenol. Jesus. Well, Matt, if you ever want to send us a Italian salami marked with how much we need to eat, I'm sure someone here will eat it.
No. Nobody will.
You won't eat it?
I don't like spiced meats.
I love spiced meats, but that kind of goes against my mostly vegan thing I got going. Unfortunately for me. Fortunately for the pig, though.
Is it big?
Mostly.
Whatever. Okay, it's not spiced. Yeah. I've never been big into those gift sets that are just like things of meat, like dried meats.
Thorgal, we were just talking about making a new private channel and inviting people in who want to work on design and balance specifically. Maybe we can crowdsource it. It's just the important part is when somebody says, I think miscommunication is stupid, and someone else feels that it's a great car that everybody should have 3 of, everyone has to be civil about it. There's no being like, well, fuck you, your opinion sucks. Like, you get kicked out of the room. Like, you have to be like, well, I hear you, and here's an alternate view on the subject.
I appreciate your feelings.
Yeah.
Also, has it occurred to you that maybe like I should be sitting where you are? Like your forehead is cut off because you're bigger than me, but you're also closer to the camera.
Yes, this is a good idea. I'm going to confer with my wife. She's not in trouble. Okay, we're back. Love you. You lost me just after civil. I know, stupid Americans, and we're all butthurt all the time whenever somebody disagrees with us, so you can just blame me.
Are we sensitive?
I just want everybody to be nice.
Are we sensitive?
Oh, this is kind of fun. I don't think I showed the final version. I don't even know if they pushed it out, but I did finish a
This might not be a thing you can see.
nice little holiday update for Don't Go Out. You'll see he's got a Santa hat on. There's Christmas trees. There is...
Can you make that window bigger?
I mean, I can, but not right now.
It's hard to... It's really hard to see.
And there's... Oops. I clicked the wrong button. Great. Nice work. You can kind of see there's a house up here and it has Christmas lights on it. That's
cute. I would lose it day one.
So I think the game is on sale if you guys want to play it. There's a link. Actually, I'm curious. Is it on sale?
Is it on sale?
That is
30% off.
$4.89 for 10 games. So I think it's a hell of a deal.
If you'd like to be disturbed or scared this Christmas, there's a Halloween game available.
Pretty much. Willow wrote a blog post.
Oh my god. Alright, what's...
Being in game dev, you have to consider what is best for the final product, what's best for the greatest number of players. There's the saying that you need to be willing to kill your babies. As creatives, and especially fans can get really attached to an idea, even if it's not what's going to be best. Moving past that ego takes people in the industry years to overcome. It's why they destroy you in art school. Willow, you should write a blog post about this on Medium, because that's incredibly true and valid. I have fought... Well, on that note...
I don't know why. Does she want to get doxxed because somebody disagrees with her opinion? Game dev is scary.
Well, I'll publish it under an anonymous friend, and then they can dox me. I'm not scared. I've pissed off 4chan before. They can.
Yeah, that did happen. Luckily, that fizzled out
They
fairly
get bored.
quickly,
They get bored
actually,
quick.
before it got bad.
I think it's the winter sale, Michael. I was gonna say on that note, Willow. So I mean, Steve and I think he's in here. Steve and I have butted heads a lot too because we will say things like back in the day. Well, I think that this is the best way it should be, and he'll say, "Well, I think this is the best way it should be." And like what I learned, and I think I did express to him. That's why my test account is named Ricky. Is you can't, and this is common in the game industry. You can't say,
Right.
"I think that miscommunication should be ultra rare." You have to say, Ricky would think that miscommunication should be ultra rare. Ricky's not a real person. Ricky is the idea of a person who plays extremely competitively and is an idiot. And then you have another one who plays casual, who is really intelligent, but doesn't really care about ranked play. They care more about collecting all the lore cards. And maybe
The collector.
maybe we call her Susan. And like, you always use the same names. So then you would say, like Matt earlier asked if avatars and card backs are becoming unpopular. And I would say, well, Ricky doesn't give a shit about card backs, but Susan really likes them. And someone on the design team would know what I mean. They'd say, well, yeah, Ricky's the guy who doesn't read the instructions and just dives into a ranked match. Why does he care? He's using the default card back. But Susan only plays a couple ranked matches a week, and she goes in there with the super rare card back because she wants people to ask her where she got it. So it's like you design player profiles, and when you're arguing with your fellow designers, you never say I, you say Ricky or Susan or whatever, and they have to counter and say, well, Ricky's personality I don't think would do that, and here's why. And you actually end up coming to a lot better agreements, which is nice.
It's very psychological right there.
Yeah. I think
Everybody should miscommunicate all the time.
I don't think miscommunication is getting pulled out of the general pool. Football. I think it's going to stay there. I just, it's going to be interesting because the rarity conversation, I guess, is going to piss a lot of people off. Like, should it be common so everybody can have it, or should it be ultra rare so it's not popping up all the time? But then the people who spend more money end up having more miscommunications, and that might be really annoying for other players. I can't survive my daily harm.
I'm like, what box are we not receiving next week?
Your Christmas present, way to blow it.
I'm not receiving it.
Yeah. So even within the player base, you have different priorities to play: spade player versus club player, etc. If you know the metaphor. I don't know the metaphor, but I can imagine.
I imagine it's basically what you just.
We actually didn't get very far on this whole thing. We just don't have enough time to have these deep design conversations.
Unfortunately.
I guess like Steve and I are the only two people who work on that kind of stuff, and we're both just busy. But Ricky is the only one we came up with. And to be clear, Ricky is every player, male player. Ricky is almost every male player we've ever met in person at a convention who shows up, grabs the mouse, says skip tutorial, and we say, hey, this game isn't like Magic or Hearthstone or anything.
Gnarly, what's up?
You should really read the tutorial. And they're like, nah, I'll just figure it out. And then they click and they get an error. They drag, they get an error. They stare, they look at us, they look away, they wait for us to turn around, and then they bolt. That's Ricky.
Or I catch them in conventions because I can tell, like I kind of like side eye and watch, and I'll even say like to other people working the booth, I'm like, he skipped it, and then like we know what that means, and we know that we have to come around and be like, hey, you should do this, or you should do this, or oh, putting out every single warrior you have isn't actually the best strategy in this game because it doesn't play like other CCGs. And my favorite thing to say that I've said a lot. Women almost never do that, you guys. 95% of women, actually, male or female, that sit down, play the tutorial, and I go, great, thank you very much. Yeah. Hi, Gnarly. Just looking at your game. It's Doomtrooper. It's a collectible card game from the 90s that we have
What happened to your voice?
and brought back.
Did you just become an AI?
Yes.
That was creepy.
Yeah, we're
Wait, Richard Bartle. I think I met him.
When? Where?
Did he create the mud?
These are the achiever. I've heard this before. The achievers, the socializers, the explorers, and the killers. In his framework, he describes how they interact with the game and with each other.
So Richard Bartle created the first multi-user dungeon, which was like a text-based adventure that had more than one player, the predecessor to the MMORPG. That's why I know these profiles. So my first job out of college was to work with a gentleman named Edward Castronova. Feel free to look him up. He's probably still...
No. Castronova. Still cool.
So he was a PhD, I believe, economist. So really into finance. And he was also a huge nerd. You combine those things, and his age, he's probably, early 50s now? I guess. I mean, it's gotta be. So he played MUDs and stuff. And when EverQuest came out, he was like, I'm earning gold and I'm spending gold on things, and there are nations and there are cities, and each city has different items. And he's like, sure. So he took his PhD level economy knowledge and he applied it to EverQuest. And he wrote an educational paper and then a book about how, was it Norath or whatever in EverQuest had a higher per capita GP, what is it, GP? I almost said GPA. Gross GDP than this list of countries. And he basically just applied economic theory to MMOs, and everyone was like, what? There's economic theory in video games? And dude became a celebrity. And he got a MacArthur grant to try to make his own MMORPG, which kind of is a metaphor for my life. He got $249,000 and hired a bunch of students to make an MMO, and you can guess how well that went. We did amazing, and without that I would not have gotten the jobs I got later in my life. But in the process of working on the design and alpha for that MMO, which was called Arden, the World of William Shakespeare, it was a Shakespearean MMO, Richard Bartle came to our office and hung out and gave us advice.
That's cool.
So that's probably where I picked up this idea in the first place. I
Yeah.
totally forgot that name until just now. Yeah, Bartle's cool.
I think, Thorgal, what you've said here is really true just in life. You'll notice that the smarter people don't have mouth diarrhea as much as the stupid people. They're always so confident, right? Like the obnoxious stupid people always just like, this is life. They just come in and just run their mouths. And it's a bummer. But so I get your sentiment there. Yeah, but yeah. Maybe, well, it could be a private group.
I think it would be a private.
Yeah, you would just invite, like,
Did I just see my...
you and other folks that have a,
I did! Tyler, what are you doing? My little brother's in chat.
Durder. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, Thorgal, the problem is like, I mean, Tomek to a point has done this. So Tomek is a very valued old school player, been around forever. I love the guy. But he's getting jaded because he has all these ideas and they're not getting quickly implemented, which was the problem I mentioned earlier. So a lot of times the new players are the ones who aren't jaded yet, so they're willing to have these conversations where the older players...
We already had these conversations like 2 years ago.
Yeah, the older players are like, I'm not having this conversation again. But the truth is, I don't remember these conversations because I'm managing the client, the server, the AI, the shared library, the bot, the rules engine, the card scripting API, the website, the Twitch stream, my day job, my wife, like my bills.
I'm managing you too.
Yeah, it's...
Did you eat today?
Like, no, I didn't eat today. Neither did you.
You know what I mean? I don't mean today, ass. I mean in general. You have to do it since we've been home in 2020, but there were definitely times before this, in the before time, where I was like, hey, did you eat? Let me make you dinner.
Gnarly, if you're still here, if you have any questions about the game, feel free to ask. You know, it's a thing.
It is a thing. I think he's gone.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't really want to know.
He doesn't really love card games,
about
I
the
guess.
game.
Yeah.
So man, it's a card game.
Forgot about that joke.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
we get that a lot when people come to our booth. they see the awesome Doomtrooper art, like that we have big banners of, and they like run for the booth thinking, oh, this must be like a first-person shooter where you're just killing aliens everywhere you go. I love shooting things. And they get up there and they go,
It's a card game.
and then sometimes they feel guilty because they looked so excited when they walked up, which made us look excited. And then they stick around and try half a match and they thanks so much and wander off. But
They just don't realize that, like, so this is a big deal just in general, I think, with video games. Like, that sometimes there are people attached to things, and I think they forget that, like, humans are standing there. So sometimes they'll say that, and then I'll look right at them, and they're like, oh, sorry.
Willow will definitely attest to that as well. Like, the internet it makes people forget that
Humans work on things,
and it makes people forget that humans like worked on this but didn't make the decisions. Like, let's look at Cyberpunk, right?
Oh,
like,
God.
Cyberpunk is made by one of the biggest, hottest studios. I mean, they're so, I'm assuming they're so flush with Witcher money that they can basically do whatever they want. And they chose to
kill yourself.
And they chose to make Cyberpunk, right? Guys like me, girls like Willow, like, we work at these companies.
John, bye, Matt. Good. I'm glad you're saying hi to him, Matano. He's a good guy. I like him.
So I'm just saying there's guys like me and girls like Willow who are in the studio working 80-hour weeks to make this game. And we work under a lead who works under the game director, who works under the studio head, who works under the shareholders. And they say, you can't delay this game anymore. You have to ship it as is. And then you tell the Willow and Justin people at the bottom to go kill yourself. It's like, to an extent, this is a horrible example, but like, Nazis were just following orders, right? But like, what were we supposed to do? Were we supposed to just quit the studio because we knew that the executives were going to ship it too early? Like, we knew that, like, there's nothing, like, we are just people who are making games, and you go online. Yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying. I got a review on Steam the other day, and it wasn't even telling me to kill myself. But honestly, it like crushed me, and I didn't do any work for the rest of the day because somebody said they took the time to install my game, and then they took the time to uninstall my game immediately and to write a bad review, which literally takes money out of my pocket.
To be clear, they did not play the game.
No, the review just said, don't make me register for your game just to play a card game. I'm not going to do that. And like,
what the fuck?
And they uninstalled it.
Yeah.
And I wanted everything in my power.
Reach out
I just
through the
wanted
internet.
to respond and be like, they said something stupid like, imagine making somebody register an account just to play a card game. And I wanted to respond and be like, imagine installing a game that clearly says it requires you to register and then getting mad about it. Like, it says requires third-party Doomtrooper account. Like, it's right there in the description.
That reminds
by the
me
download button.
to go mark that as not helpful.
Yeah, but somebody chose
It's such a weird way to spend your time.
to give me a negative review on this tiny game that I've invested everything I have into because they didn't read the description. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Yes.
No,
Somebody left a review that just said "Big Sucky," all caps, SUCCY. Thumbs down.
Big sucky. So I will read this. No, I will not create an entirely new login outside the reach of my password manager to play some card game. Thanks. Oh no, terrible.
It does not say thanks.
It does not say things. It says terrible.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would even get to here. Why? It's not helpful. No. And then somebody found the review helpful. That's not helpful.
Yeah, somebody who found that review helpful is basically saying, like, thank you. I, too, did not read the description of this game.
You can't even comment on this one.
Cat site? Oh. Wait, it'll update. No.
What? Oh. There he is. I thought he was going to be on the thing.
Courtney's got eyes for cats.
I mean, yeah, right? Way too much free time.
No, I mean, really, all we have to do, Michael, is we have to rely on people like you and Dirt Burglar and Thorgal and the people who enjoy the game. You have to go back and write a positive review, and my goal just has to be for every one big sucky, I didn't read the description before I played this game, I need 3 people who are like, this is really fun, and they work really hard.
So if everything like goes well, we will probably fucking put like big sucky somewhere like one day, like, because it's ridiculous. But
yeah.
But for now, it's painful because we are so small and indie that like
every review matters,
and we don't have like 1,000 reviews, so every review can like kick us from very positive
if this hits
to
any sort of momentum to be like a successful card game. That was me. I'm gonna make Big Sucky Day. I'm gonna get the date that he posted the review, and every year on that date, we will do an event in the game that celebrates that guy.
What is flavor text?
Lore on a card? What?
I don't know. Willow said flavor text on a card, and then your brother was like, this. I don't know. I've never heard that term.
Oh, Big Sucky could be flavor text on a card. Yeah. I will go as far to make like, you can earn the title or the emote that just says Big Sucky all caps.
That's what your brother just said.
Yeah, like we can do that, but we only give it away on the date, and we'll call the guy out by name. We'll say, thanks, guy's name, for this emote. We can frame a picture of the review in-game in a modal window when you log in on that day that just reminds you that before this game, had millions of players, we were Big Sucky.
Is it weird that I think that if you write a positive review that's one line,
it does.
Like, I feel like if you say something's bad, just in general, we're talking about a movie, anything, if you say something's bad, I feel like there should be explanation.
It does. The one-liner does help, Michael, if it's positive, because it offsets the one-liners that are negative.
But I see what Michael's saying. It's not helpful for, like, if someone's like, should I play this game?
It's not helpful as a review to you, the user, to whether you should play, but it's helpful for the developer, because most people, let's imagine you're on Amazon, right? And you're looking for a new coffee cup. Or no, you're looking for a new water bottle, right? You're going to eventually be trained to know that the top few results are sponsored. They're ads. So you're going to skip those. And then you're going to look at how many stars the water bottle has that's in your price range. And you're going to click on probably the one with the highest stars. Most people will go down that path. They'll just see 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'll order that one. It seems great. It has 4,000 reviews, an average of 4.5 stars. Perfect. But a small number of people will click on the stars and read some or all of the reviews to try to see, like, is this really the one I want? That's what we're looking at here. Most players will scroll through and see very positive feedback with how many reviews are there. Okay, cool, I'll play this game. And then a smaller number of people will click through, scroll down, and then read the reviews, especially since it's a free game. Since it's free, why do you need to read the reviews? If other people said it was good enough, I'll try it. There's no harm, no foul. So in a lot of ways, those one-liner positives are great because they'll offset those assholes. Because all we really care about is at the top of the screen that it shows. Yeah, like
You guys, are there like rewards in Steam? Like, does Steam gamify, like, if you write reviews, like X amount of, like, you wrote 10 reviews, like, is there some type of...
Right here is all that matters. Recent reviews, very positive, plus how many. All reviews, very positive, plus how many. So we just need people to keep that at very positive, or dare I say, overwhelmingly positive someday. But honestly, I don't think our game is overwhelmingly positive.
I mean, there's issues, right?
Yeah, without the new tutorial and without fixing some more bugs, I think very positive is a perfectly fair review. I don't think it's big sucky, but...
You guys, the reason I asked that question is because there's a user, a Steam user, his name is Water, and he left us a positive review, and the review is the word water. He just wrote his username. That's it.
Hey, gave us thumbs up though. So
I mean, that's cool.
I'd like to say
But that's what I'm asking. Do you get something for
I
doing
think
this?
I think you can become like an influencer, and then you get like promoted in your reviews. I just want to thank Water for his review.
Thanks, Water.
100% honesty. If you guys want to go, if you haven't yet, and you want to leave a one-line review with your username and it's thumbs up, I will thank you as well. Just call me out next stream, and I will publicly thank you for your one-line review.
I wish that I could comment. I would just write air, fire, earth. And I'm like,
Only the avatar.
no, I would just write the other ones and that's it. The end.
Fun fact, I woke up today and we have a ton of games, way more than usual today. I don't know if we got posted somewhere or it's like spreading in a way I didn't realize, but I guess people are enjoying the fact that the cards are limited. Because we started to like kind of trail off on our games. And then once people are realizing, I guess the Steam update probably brought back some old players. We were trailing down as I was stuck in development hell for the packs. And now we're like trailing back up on the number of games. And that's really cool. So
I just got really excited. Speaking of the Avatar world, have you guys seen that at the Oregon Zoo, they have a red panda and his name is Pabu. And he's really cute. He looks just like Pabu. If you haven't watched Korra, just get on it. I watched it when it came out back in the day, and then I was like, meh. And then we like actually watched it earlier this year, and I made it past the hump, and it's really good.
past the hump, huh?
Yeah, because I love The Last Airbender. Like, and back in the day, I don't know why. My ex loved it too. We were like so about it, and then we just like stopped watching.
And it's gay.
That could be a review of our game. People say things like that.
It's gay. No, it's gay in a literal sense. I can't say, I don't want to spoil anything, but yes, it's definitely slightly gay in the best possible way. It's probably because Christmas is behind us, so older players with family finally have some free time. Yeah, and I think it might have to do with the Christmas stuff. Like, there's a limited edition quest to play 5 games to earn a card back. That's a clear, like even if you love Doomtrooper, if you open Doomtrooper and Magic side by side, and Magic has a quest to earn something and Doomtrooper doesn't, you'll just play Magic. Because our brains are wired to get that reward. Like, would you work your job if you weren't getting paid, even if you love the job? No, you'd probably go do something else and come back when they do pay you. So that's what I want to work on in January, is making sure that there's always a clear path. When you log in, you get notified, the progress thing can slide in, and you can see like, look, if you play a couple more capital games, you're close to the next level of capital, which will earn you a free pack. So it'll be like, cool, let me make a capital deck. And next thing you know, you've played 5 more games that day than you normally would, just because you wanted to check off a few of those little achievements. Speaking of, I want to add achievements. There's always that. Play 10 cards, play 100 cards, play 1,000 cards, play 10 games, play 100 games, play 1,000 games. They're not hard to figure out. But I don't want to add more stuff until I finish the stuff I've already started to add.
Yes.
So I think we're done.
Oh, wait.
A little over.
Can you just go over again everything that is available right now for the holiday?
Yeah.
So obviously right above our heads, there's the Christmas... Jesus. Avatar.
It's not Jesus. It's just Santa. This is what Santa really looks like when he shaves his beard. So this avatar is free in the store if you don't have it. So feel free to come and get it. And then there is a special holiday mission called Happy Holidays that will give you a Christmas themed card back. You just have to play 5 multiplayer games.
That's it, just 5. Are you going to show the card back? Where is it? There it is.
It's a variation of the Halloween one. I did notice the bottom is a little dark, I guess. Oh, I guess they all are. Okay.
Oh, it fades.
Yeah, I might have to talk to Matt about patching that up, but... Oh, I hear you, Michael. That's very true. One more thing before we go. Let's see if I have it handy.
The second to last, yeah, that was for Mishma. They're pretty, actually. Honestly, the last 4 I think is pretty much like the same. It's the same piece of artwork, but different parts of that artwork.
So here's a little fun peek. Matt's been busy. You can see some new avatars, the new card backs.
Ooh, hold on. What is that one in the middle?
This one is possibly my favorite one yet.
Looks like a stormtrooper shooting.
I freaking love this one. And then
that's pretty.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's the high-end capital one.
Wait, is she holding, oh my god, so she has the what used to be the justice thing in her hand?
Mhm.
And is that a gun?
I'm not sure.
So basically that is the only form of justice. Her thing is broken. That's cool.
Yeah.
There's no justice, just the gun. Just
I know
the justice of
Diesel will be
violence.
happy about this one.
It's a brain.
Finally making an appearance.
Is that from a Cybertronic piece of art?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the leader of the Cybertronic Corporation. I think it's not Nathaniel Duran, but one of Nathaniel Duran's brother's brain.
It kind of reminds me of the leader of the Borg. She's basically like a head and a spine. It's really creepy.
All right, so thank you guys for hanging out. Fun stuff coming. I'm going to figure out the season rewards this week. I'm still planning, since I didn't give like a notice of everything, I don't really want to suddenly give away one of the faction ones because some people maybe really wanted them and didn't rank up. So I'm planning on doing kind of a unique Christmas, New Year's rewards from the season, and then next month in January we will go back to the faction ones and announce it early in the month so people know what they're earning towards. So I'll probably give away some packs, some variant cards, and maybe a rare cosmetic item this month. But watch social media and Discord for that stuff. So that's it. I think we're gonna go take the dog out, get some food, and start season 2 of Ozone.
Yeah, we powered right through that first season.
Do anything before we sign off?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered everything. There's nothing to talk about in our lives, really. So
Still quarantined. Yeah, so have fun and be nice to each other. Be nice to your local game developers. They're humans.
local game developer.
Just be nice to everybody, except Nazis.
Uh,
Punch Nazis. Be nice to everyone else.
Courtney and Willow.
Courtney Willow.
Let's. This week is here. We talked last week, and we're like, next week. It's now next week. So, like, what day are you guys available? Let's do it.
We'll talk more.
Let's
talk more later. I'm gonna sign off.
Babcom, bye. Babcom.
I will leave you guys with some fun heavy metal to end the day on. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Later. Say bye, Julie.
Bye, Julie.
Sourced and bottled in majestic mountains, liquid death mountain water will murder your thirst.